sky don't crack, it unfolds like a path we never told. Not from war, not from flame, something else isn't the game. Hair feels wide, not the same, like the world can't hold its frame. I've seen storms, I've seen fall, but this feels beyond it all. If this opens,
what comes through?
not a war,
something new.
gate opens,
Worlds align, not just one. Now it's time.
gate opens,
Lines collide. More than war, more than sight. I felt a shift long before. Not from here, not from war. This is not what we have known. This is something overthrown. There are worlds beyond this one, where this war has just begun. If they cross into our side, we face more than we can fight.
gate opens,
Worlds align, not just one. Now it's time.
gate opens,
Lines collide.
more than war.
More than sight.
If they come out to run, but I know this ain't one. This ain't king against queen, this is something unforeseen. If there's more, I must grow, not just fight what I know. If I stand true, even if the world breaks through.
We must see, we must learn before all the worlds burn. Not by force, not by might, but by knowing what we fight. This is bigger than before. This is something far beyond war.
What comes next?
Not what we knew.
Then we stand.
And break through.
New world coming through. Gate opens,
Storm expands.
more than kings.
More than lands.
Gate opens,
Now we rise,
face the truth.
beyond the sky.
Gate opens,
We're not alone, not anymore. We're not alone, not anymore. Oh,
I've seen war, I've seen flame, but this feels a different game. Same ground, same air, but I feel another there. Same steps, same tone, like I'm not here alone. Not a ghost, not a lie, something looking through my eyes. Another king,
Same face, same blood, different place.
another king.
Same name, same throne, different game.
I don't wait, I don't learn, I don't change, I just burn. I take all, I don't think, that's the way I rule this king. You grew weak, you slow down, you don't take, you don't crown. I don't need what you know, I just break, then I own
Another king, same face, same blood, different place. Another king, same name, same throne, different game. There it is, what you were before change, before her. That's the path you didn't take, that's the self you had to break. One who rules with only might, one who never learned to see light. This is more than just a fight, this is who you chose to be.
I see now what I was before mine, before cause. You take all, but you don't build, you don't lead, you just kill. Power ain't just what you take, it's the path that you create. I don't build, I don't care, I don't lead, I declare all that stands falls to me. That's the way a king should be.
Two kings, one line,
one evolves,
one defines.
same origin, different design. Another king,
Now revealed, one is blind, one can feel.
another king.
Face to face, same power, different place.
You should have stayed.
Like me.
No, no.
I feel it shift, not the same, not a threat, not a name. This is deeper than before, something standing at my core.
Same voice,
Same tone, like I'm hearing my own.
but it bends.
Distorts like control, turn to force.
Fall in reflection,
Same face, same mind.
different direction. Fall in reflection.
Same soul, same flame. Lost control.
I don't guide, I don't wait, I don't shape, I dominate. I don't slow, I don't see, I don't think, I just be.
You held back, you stayed calm. You lost power in that form. I took all, I became everything you were afraid.
Fall in reflection,
Same face, same mind.
different direction. Fall in reflection.
Same soul, same flame. Lost control.
I've seen this in my sight, what I was before I tried. She's the path you didn't take, what you chose, what you break. This ain't war we fight outside.
Hey, this is who you are inside. I see now what you are, what I be. Pushed too far, you don't lead, you consume, you don't build, you assume. Power without form will fall, control without truth breaks all. Truth is weak, truth is slow, power takes what it can grow. You restrain, I expand, you hold back, I command.
Control is strength,
Control is fear,
I build clear,
I appear.
same origin.
Difference,
Fall in reflection,
now we see. One is bound, one is
fall in reflection.
face to face, same power.
Different place.
You will break.
I won't. You will break.
No.
I won't. Ground split wide, sky collide. Two worlds crash side by side. Same land, different route. Nothing here follows true. Men see things not their own. City shifting to unknown. Every step not the same. Like the world forgot its name. This ain't war, this is break. Every line begins to shake. World collision,
Lines erased,
different worlds.
same place.
World collision,
Nothing stays,
every truth.
now decays. It has started just a scene. Not just us, not just between. Every world now starts to fall. Every version breaks his wall. This is more than kings at war. This is what we stand before. If we don't restore the line, all will fall through space and
World
time.
collision,
Lines erased,
different worlds.
same place.
World collision,
Nothing stays.
see kings, none like me. Persians I don't wanna be. I see wars that never end. Paths I chose not to defend. If I fall into that space, I become what I erase. This ain't just about the throne. This decides what we become.
Hold your ground, hold your core. That's what this is fighting for. Not the land, not the name, but the truth you will remain. Every version that you face shows the path you must erase.
Too many worlds,
too many forms.
Which one stays?
Which transforms?
One must stay.
Storms combine,
all must face
their design.
World collision,
end or rise.
Only truth
survives. This ends now,
or nothing remains. Same face, same blade, but we walk different ways. I seen what you are. That's the path I outgrew. You take fast, you don't build. You rule fear, you don't feel. That ain't power, that's control. Without truth, without soul. War of kings,
face to face,
same blood,
different ways.
War of kings,
clash your will.
One evolves,
one stands still.
I don't grow, I don't change, I don't think, I don't wait. I take all, I don't ask, that's the way power lasts. You got soft, you got slow, you forgot what we know. Kings don't learn, kings take, kings don't bend, kings break. War of kings,
face to face,
same blood,
different ways.
War of kings,
clash your will.
One evolves,
one stands still.
I don't bend, I refine, I don't rush, I design. Power angels, what you take. It's the world that you make, you don't lead, you consume. You don't rise, you assume. If I fall into your way, then I lose what I became. I don't care what you say, I don't change, I obey. Only power, only rule, only force makes a king true.
This is it, what defines not just power, but the mind. One controls, one destroys, one creates, one employs. This is more than who wins, this decides what begins.
I take all,
I choose what stays,
I choose what stays.
I shake the way.
Same power, different fate.
Now it's clear,
One stands strong,
one falls here.
War of kings,
End of line,
power wins.
but defined.
You awake, you awake. No, I became. You awake.
No, I became. I see you, what you are, what I'd be. Pushed too far, same mind, same flame, but you chose a different game.
You don't lead, you consume.
You don't shape,
You assume.
power lost in what you take control, gone in what you break.
Queen versus queen,
Face to face,
same power.
different place,
Queen versus queen,
same design.
one is lost.
one line. I don't hold, I don't wait, I don't shape, I dominate. I don't guide, I don't slow, I don't care what you know. You stay calm,
You held back,
you chose less,
I attack,
I took off
I became
everything you couldn't claim.
queen versus queen,
Face to face,
same power.
different place,
Queen versus queen,
same design,
one is lost.
one line.
I've seen this in my war, what we were before more. She's the path you left behind, what you broke, what you defined. This ain't clash of force or blade, this is what the mind is made.
Power isn't what you take, power's what you choose to shape. You don't build, you erase. You don't guide, you replace. You are strength without a frame. That's the reason you can't reign. Reign is mine, I don't wait, I don't think, I dominate. Control is slow, control is weak. I take all before you speak.
Control is strength,
Control is fear,
I stand clear.
I appear,
Same origin,
split sphere.
queen versus queen,
Now I see one is bound, one is free.
queen versus queen.
End of line, same power redefined. You are nothing without control.
And you are nothing without control. World don't hold, it breaks apart. Lines collapse, tear the start. What we knew fades away. Nothing left the same to stay. I've seen war,
I've seen fall,
but this ends it all. Every path, every line splits across space and time. Kings fall through,
worlds collide.
nothing left to divide. Shattered reality
Nothing stays, every world
now decays. Shattered reality,
end or rise, all must face.
what survives?
This was always bound to break when too many worlds awake. Balance stretched beyond its line. Now it bends through space and time. This is not a war to win. This is where we begin to rebuild what we define from the edge of every line.
Shattered reality,
Nothing stays, every world
now decays. Shattered reality,
end or rise, all must face.
what survives? I don't run, I don't fall, but I feel the weight of all. Every world, every fate, now depends on what we shape. This ain't fight of king and throne, this decides what stands alone. If we break, all is gone. If we stand, we move on.
Hold the core, hold the line. This is where we redefine. Not the past, not the throne, but the truth we make our own. If we fail, all collapse. If we rise, we surpass.
Too much breaks,
Still we stand,
still we stand.
still we plan.
From the end,
We expand.
shattered reality,
Now we see what we are.
meant to be. Shattered reality,
From the fall, we rebuild.
through it all.
Through it all,
This isn't the end. the end.
This is the shift.
Everything I knew is gone. What I was, I moved on. Not a king, not the same. Something more within the frame. I've seen power, I've seen fall. Now I see beyond it all. Not just force, not just mine.
Something deeper I defy.
I don't fight, I become what this world is made from. Beyond self,
We arise,
not the same.
not defined.
Beyond self,
No more past,
only truth.
built to last.
Beyond self, only truth.
Built to last. This is it, this is where we become more than we were. Not by loss, not by gain, but by breaking every chain. You are not just what you've been, you are what exists within. If you rise beyond your name, you redefine every frame.
Beyond self,
We arise,
not the same.
not defined.
Beyond self,
No more past,
only truth.
built to last.
I don't lead as before, I don't seek any war. If I stand true, not as one, but as two. Force and mind now align, that's the state we define.
This is not what I was, this is what I become. And I stand not as queen, but as something unseen. Not above, not below, but the truth that we show. This is more than control, this is unity whole.
No more self,
No more divide.
we expand.
We expand,
From the end,
we align.
beyond self,
Now we see
what we are.
meant to be.
Beyond self,
Endless rise,
no more limits.
no disguise.
This is not the end.
This is who we are.
No more throne, no more name. What I was, not the same. Not a king, not defined by the past I left behind. I don't rule, I align. What exists across all time. Every word, every line now reflects what we define. This is more than what I've been. This is where it all begins. God ascension, we arise beyond form, beyond skies. God ascension,
No more war, only balance evermore. This is truth, this is real. Not through power, but through will. Not above, not below, but the flow that we now show. Every world, every space finds its form within this place. We don't rule to command, we exist to understand.
God ascension,
We arise, we unfold.
beyond skies. God ascension,
No more war, only balance
evermore. I don't take, I don't break. I define what worlds can make. Every path, every choice
as queen, but the truth in between. Not a ruler, not a guide, but the balance deep inside.
No more self,
no more divide.
we become
what we define.
all worlds.
Now
God ascension.
Now we see,
Now we see
what we are meant to be.
God ascension.
Endless reign, no more loss.
No more gain. This is beyond. This is forever. No more throne, no more name. What I was, not the same. Not the king, not defined by the past I left behind. I don't rule, I align what exists across all time. Every world, every line now reflects what we define. This is more than what I've been. This is where it all begins. God ascension, we arise.
Beyond form, beyond skies.
God ascension, no more war.
Only balance evermore. This is truth, this is real. Not through power, but through will. Not above, not below, but the flow that we now show. Every world, every space finds its form within this place. We don't rule to command, we exist to understand.
God ascension, we arise.
Beyond form, beyond skies.
God ascension, no more war.
Only balance evermore.
I don't take, I don't break, I define what words can make. Every path, every choice now exists within this voice. Not by force, not by might, but by what we hold as right.
And I stand not as queen, but the truth in between.
Not a ruler, not a guide, but the balance deep inside. No more self,
No more divide.
we become
what we define.
all worlds now align. God ascension,
Now we see
what we are.
meant to be.
God ascension,
Endless reign,
no more loss.
no more gain.
This is beyond, this is forever. Yeah, no more war, no more fight. Not from loss, not from might. Everything we've been through now shapes the truth we stand as now. I was king, I was flame, I was bound by your name. Now I stand with a form. Still the calm, still the storm.
Not above, not below.
Just the force that we now show. Final balance,
Now we see
all that was.
all that'll be.
Final balance,
No divide,
all worlds now.
unified.
This was never just a throne.
Never meant to stand alone,
Not through fear, not through gain.
but through breaking every chain.
We are not what we were.
We are what remains after.
Not the crown,
Not the role,
but the truth that makes it whole. Final balance,
now we see
all that was.
all that'll be.
Final balance,
No divide,
all worlds now.
unified.
Every path, every war led to something so much more. Not just power, not control, but the balance of the whole. I don't rule, I exist in the space that can't be missed.
And I stand not as queen, but the space in between. Not the end, not the start, but the truth within the heart.
This is what we became.
Beyond title,
Beyond name,
no more kings,
no more queens.
only truth.
In between, now sorry.
Final balance,
Endless flow,
all that is. Now we know. Final balance,
no more fear.
everything.
Now it's clear, this is not the end
This is the beginning
of everything.
of everything.